coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, control and relaxation. It is said that the full act of sex should be slow and without any hurry. But at the same time, it is said that one should not exert any control. This confuses. There is a difference between control and relaxation. When it is said that one should enter into the full act slow and unhurried, it is not control. Control and relaxation are totally different. In sex, you are relaxing in it, but it is not control. If you are controlling, then relaxation cannot be possible. If you are controlling it, sooner or later you will be hurried to finish it, because control creates a strain, and when there is a strain, tension is created, and tension creates a necessity, a need to release. This is the sequence. If you are controlling, sooner or later will be hurried to finish it, because control creates a strain. Strain creates tension. Tension creates the need to release. It is not control. You are not resisting something. You are simply, understand this word, you are not resisting something, and at the same time you are not in a hurry. Not in a hurry, because sex is not happening in order to move somewhere. You are not going anywhere. Then why it is a hurry? If you are in a rush to go somewhere, then you are hurried. You are simply not in this act of sex because it is not happening in order to move somewhere, to attain to something, or going somewhere. It is just a play, not a goal. There is a difference between a goal, you have to reach somewhere. When it is a play, you are just playing for your own enjoyment. Nothing is to be reached, so there is no need to be in hurry. But a man who is always in every act present totally, if you are hurried in anything, you will be hurried in sex act as well, because you will be there, a person who is very much Hurried means you are time conscious. If you are hurried in everything, you will be hurried in sex act as well, because you are time conscious. A person who is very much time conscious will be hurried everywhere. Even if he is changing clothes, he will be in a hurry, not placing the things in the right order or where they're supposed to go, the clothes that you have to take off to put on the new, as if time is being wasted. So sometimes we ask for instant coffee, for instant sex. With coffee, having an instant coffee, it is good. It is, but with sex, instant sex is nonsense. There cannot be any instant sex. It is not work, and it is not something that you can hurry. Through hurry, you will destroy it. You will miss the very point. Enjoy it, because through it you have to enter into the state of timelessness. The state of timelessness, egolessness are very important if sex is used as a means for transcendence. You must transcend time and ego. If you are in a hurry, then timelessness cannot be experienced. The word Tantra is beautiful. It comes from two separate words, Tan and Tra. Tan means body and Tra means transcendence. Tantra therefore means transcendence beyond body. If you have to attain to something that in that act you forget the time, it takes you into a different dimension. So you have to experience the state of timelessness, otherwise it is futile to enter into the act of sex. If you can normally, in day-to-day life, we do not experience the state of egolessness or timelessness. But in sex, you can experience the two states, egolessness and timelessness. When you have said something to someone, maybe your children or people around you, or in order to set them right, you have said something, they felt hurt, so they want an apology from you. This is how we grew up. You have to tell me sorry. Even little children tell Dad, you have to tell me sorry. Or you have insulted me. I recall once I was, for some function, I was frying the samosas. Air fryer, there was whatever was taken out, fried, they were placed in a plate. There were napkins for people to use it, and there was a pair of tongs, so that you can use that to take out the individual pieces and place it onto your napkin and take it. So a little boy, he came and he was taking it out by hand. I said, no, use the pair of tongues. He told me, you have insulted me. He would have been 10 or 11 years of age. He said, you have insulted me. I said, telling you something to do properly, does it mean that I have insulted you? But there was no way to explain to that child that kept on saying that you have insulted me. This is how we grew up. So where would you learn? If I have to teach that boy that I did, what is the difference between this and that, or even to the elderly people, it is difficult. But in the act of sex, which is natural, the male and female enter into it. They normally, as an individual, unless you are insane, you will not undress in front of someone. So here you both are undressed. So there is first step. So you enter into a state of egolessness, because both of you are dependent on one another, and one can experience the state of timelessness. And as I said, the very purpose of Tantra is to go beyond the body. Tantra, Tra means transcendence, beyond. Tan means body, beyond the body, and all that relates to the body, because body and mind are together. Timelessness you experience in the mind, egolessness you experience in the mind. So you go through the two methods. If this does not appeal to you, then you can use the another method. Mantra. Man means mind and Tra means transcendence, beyond the mind, for which we are given the zikr, the mantras, certain words for you to recite, and from the time these are given, you continue it lifelong. When a doctor prescribes a medicine, he gives you an antibiotic for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. It has a time period beyond which it cannot be used. After that it becomes redundant. But it is not so with the case with the mantra or zikr or something like that. But in that you are all alone. But having done that, those people who are engaged in these kind of acts, when they interact with someone else, just go and observe your behavior. Has there harmony coming? But through the act of sex, when two people are entering into the act in togetherness, inner harmony also comes. Timelessness comes, which is very important. And also comes the state of egolessness. So for that, Tantra says, do not go in a hurry, be always unhurried, slowly and slowly, enjoying every bit of it. enjoying it just as if you are going for a morning walk, not as if you are going to office. When you are going to the office, your walk differs from the time when you are going for a walk. Going to office is a different things, and when you are going for a walk, you are leisurely walking, enjoying the chirping of the birds, the fluttering of the birds, the rustling, the wind rustling through the tree leaves, and all other ambience. When you are going to the book, you do not know anything. You are in a hurry to reach somewhere, and when you are in a walk, morning walk, you are not in a hurry because you are not going anywhere. You are just on a stroll. You are simply going. There is no hurry. There is no goal, nowhere to go. You can return from any point. But going to walk, there is a goal, there is a destination where you have to reach. This unhurriedness is basic to create the valley orgasm. Otherwise, you will create the peak, and then this is said, it does not mean that you have to control. You are not to control your excitement. You are not to control your excitement because that is the contrary. You can control is not in your hand. If you control it, you are creating a double excitement. So you are not controlling it. Excitement is moving in its own way, but you are relaxed. How that can be possible? I am not in a hurry to finish the entire talk now. And it is out of the state of relaxation that the words are flowing. But there is a joy and excitement to explain certain things which could not be explained or which people do not understand. So in the beginning, every act must begin with an excitement. If you want to melt the sugar, the water should have a certain temperature. Only then it will melt, otherwise it will take a longer time. But when you have added to it, you can maintain the temperature level. You do not need to allow it to, because if you continue to allow the water to boil, the process of evaporation will start and sugar will crystallize. So the purpose is sugar to melt, because a certain consistency is required for the dish that you are making. You are not to evaporate it, boil it and boil it until it starts evaporating and then sugar coagulates. In the act, close your eyes. That is how one should begin. But you want to see everything. Keep your eyes closed, and with the closed eyes, feel the body of the other, and not only the body but the energy that is flowing towards you. Be merged in it, melt in it, like sugar melting it, it will come. The old habit may persist for some time because you had been accustomed doing, entering in this act in a particular way, and eventually they will disappear. But do not force it to go. Just go on relaxing and relaxing and relaxing, and if there is no release of the energy, do not feel offended that something has gone wrong. A man feels that something has gone wrong if there is no release of the energy as normally happens in the act of sex. With ejaculation, the act comes to an end. And if it does not happen, he tends to feel that something has gone wrong. In reality, nothing has gone wrong. And do not feel that you have missed something. You have not missed anything. In the beginning, it will be felt as if you are missing something because the excitement and the peak will not be there. Before the valley comes in or the valley orgasm comes in, you will feel that you are missing something. This is because of the old habit. You reach to the peak, there is a release of the energy, there is ejaculation, and this is the old habit. Within a period, within a month or 3 weeks, the peak experience will vanish, and in place of that, the valley experience will start appearing. And when valley appears, you will forget about peaks. No peak is worth this experience, but you have to wait. You do not have to force it or control it. Just relaxation is important, and with that relaxation alone you will enter into it. You can practice this in myriad other ways. You can create a sound sitting with your back perpendicular to the ground, making a right angle, or lying down. You can place your hand on your navel or solar plexus and create this sound, or you can intune it in a musical manner. This is what in Indian music is called alap. Means you are taking a particular sound and waving it. And when you do, you can feel the vibrations happening in the solar plexus. It gives you a prolongation, like when you are a singer, you must practice this morning. That time there is a calmness in the atmosphere. At that time, if you are doing this practice of doing I do not recall the English word because it is alap, taking a particular sound or different, it is in notes. The sound is different and the note is different. There are different notes. Sare Gama, Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti is a musical 7 notes together, and in a particular sequence they are practiced. So if you continue to do, you will enter into a different state, and you will begin to feel that there is a difference gap between you and your body, you and your mind. And meditation does not mean that you sit down with eyes closed, and it is said if somebody is sitting down with eyes closed, oh, he is meditating. You don't know what he is doing. He may do many things in the name of meditation. He may have fallen asleep. He may have taken a nap. Or meditation is that state between you and your body. You feel there is a gap. You are not your body. Body belongs to you. It is the outer dimension, but you are the center. And then the mind, the mechanism. You use your laptop, but you are not the laptop. But you know every in and out of it, how to use it. So slowly and slowly you will begin to feel the gap between you and your body, you and your mind. Then you can be relaxed in every situation. Relaxation as such becomes a problem because when we say relaxed in mind, it is translated as if some effort has to be made. I have heard about a Zen master. Bankei was his name. He lived almost 500 years ago in Japan. It is said that he has a large monastery spread over different large mountain peak. More than 500 monks were staying there. So one day the emperor became anxious to know and visit that monk and see what they are doing. So the king came and he said, I want to know what does the monk do. So there were the houses spread over where the monks were living. There was a temple with the golden peak. So the king asked, I want to know what the monks do. So Bankei took them to the kitchen. This is the kitchen where monks cook food, have their meals, wash their wares, prepare everything. Then what is this? This is the restroom where they come and take a shower. Or what is this? This is bedroom where what they do here, here they come to sleep. So anytime when the king want to ask him to know about the temples, Bankei will become deaf as if he has not heard. So the king showed him everything because the king wanted to know what does the monk do. So the king was ready to ride the horse. He said, either you are mad or I am mad. I came to see you what the monks do. Bankei said, this is what I showed you what monks do. He said, what about the temples? He said, in the temples monks don't do anything. When they are tired of doing things, then they come to the temple and just sit and be. There is a difference between doing and being. In the bathroom they are doing something. In the kitchen they are doing something. But in the temple they are just being, doing nothing. When you reach to this state, and this state can be achieved through creating the sound, but there is another aspect of it which you cannot do on your own. Sometimes I will do that. Probably that will be better when it is done in a live session. Live means this is here through the mechanism. I am not seeing you, but you are seeing me. I am only seeing the logos of the people who are available, and there are many who do not even disclose their identity. They just listen. When we are face to face, there is a simple exercise. You can do it with someone. There are two syllables to use, two words, two sentences to use. I am not the body. Inhale. I am not the body. Inhale. And I am not even the mind. Exhale. The process is inhale and exhale. But with that, if a thought enters into you, I am not the body, you inhale it. I am not even the mind, exhale it. Do this for 10 minutes. Then the other part is create this sound as a musical intonation. You will feel the vibrations within the solar plexus vibrating. You can attain to that state, how to be relaxed. I am speaking, I have to make the next sentence, and looking at the face, when I look at my face even, I do not know, I am not making the sentence or the next sentence, what word has to be spoken. I am not speaking, the words are overflowing. It is like I have made myself available to the energy that is flowing through me, and let that energy manifest itself in the form of words to give you the message that it needs to be given. I am simply an instrument, a broadcasting instrument. The microphone has no control over it. It simply is adjusted and broadcasts the sound waves. So in the same way, I am just sitting relaxed and the words are overflowing. But as such, relaxing becomes a problem, because when we say relaxed, mind translates it as if some effort has to be made. As I mentioned in case of Bankei, the emperor wanted to know what different things monks do. Very clearly he showed monks do this, carry to them the garden. Here they do the gardening, they grow the food items, vegetables. This is the flower garden, whatever it is. So immediately the mind translates into as if something is to be done, an effort has to be made. Our language gives the appearance. There is a book called You Must Relax. The title, You Must Relax, You Must. The very word must will not allow you to relax. You must relax. And when Master says, he simply says, relax. In all the acts of even when the physician is giving you an injection, he says, relax. Just leave your hand loose. Do not tighten, relax. There is no need to use the word must. You must relax. The very word must will not allow you to relax, because when it becomes a goal, then must relax becomes a goal. You must. If you are not able, you will feel frustrated. The very word must gives you a feeling of putting effort, a hard effort, of an arduous journey. You cannot relax if you are thinking in terms of must or a goal. Language becomes a problem. There are certain things which language always expresses wrongly. For example, relaxation. If I say relax, then too it appears as an effort, and you will ask the next question, how to relax? How to relax? Then this very word how will miss the point. You cannot ask how. So a technique is pointed out to you, and even if you lie down on your back and keep your mouth slightly open, and do nothing, even while sitting in a comfortable position, you keep your eyes closed and keep the mouth slightly open. You will begin to feel the vibrations in the solar plexus. A state of relaxation comes. So sometimes the techniques are given, and the one that I mentioned to you, creating the sound of the letter A, not A, when you have to sing in a low note and a high note, you have to practice it in advance, so that when you are moving, the journey of the musical journey is from lower notes to higher notes and higher notes to lower, to create the rhythm. And that time, if your voice distorts, then for that very reason, the practice is important. Carrying stretching the time period of your breath, so that with one breath you can create the whole, can sing the whole line. There is a particular singer in India. His name is Shankar Mahadevan. He had a song where he sings without a break for, I did not count the exact time, but it is close to 2 or 3 minutes without break. So he can prolong his breath to that length. So relaxation means how you are managing your breath. With this practice, creating this sound, you can increase your span of one breath. And when you keep your eyes closed, you will realize, you will have your own experience. So when I say relax, that too becomes an effort, because you will ask how to relax. How creates the problem? You cannot ask how. So before that, the master tells you simply, when a physician is asking you, telling you to relax, do you ask him how? He has to give you an injection, it is intravenous, or he has to take out the blood. So every time the person who is taking out the blood for sample, he says relax. If you do not stiffen it, the process will take longer time. So he puts whenever he has to take, the blood normally has to be taken intravenous. So where there is a vein, from there itself he has to take either by I don't know the name, so let me not stretch my time, but each one of you will have experience of giving the blood samples for testing. So when he says just relax, you do not ask how, then you are asking for a technique if you want to know how. And technique will create an effort. Effort will create tension. So if you ask me how to relax, I will say, do not do anything. Relaxation means not doing anything, be in a state of being. That is what Bankei said when the king said, but you did not show me the temple. Bankei said, you asked me to show you what does the monks do, what different things monks do. Being is not an act. Being is not that monks are doing. They are just sitting silently and doing nothing. Just relax, lie down and wait. Do not do anything. At the moment, at the most, in the beginning, you can keep your mouth slightly open and to feel the vibrations, you can place your palms on the solar plexus and you can see the movement, the vibration there. But that too, just for you to feel it. All that you can do will be the barrier. It will create obstructions. If you start counting from 1 to 100 and back from 100 to 1, you will remain awake the whole night. And if sometimes you have fallen asleep because of the counting, it is not because of counting. It is because you counted and counted, and then it has created a boredom. And because of that boredom, you fell asleep. Not because of counting. When mother sings a lullaby, it has no meaning. Rockabye on the tree, baby came down tumbling. What the baby was doing on the tree top? Rockabye on tree top, and then came tumbling. But these are just sounds, and that creates a boredom, and with that boredom the sleep comes in, and then you forget the counting and sleep comes. But sleep comes, relaxation comes only when you are not doing anything. And this is the problem that we face. When I say sex act, it looks like you need an effort. You do not. Just start playing with your beloved, with your lover. Go on playing. Feel each other's energy. Be sensitive to each other. Just like small children playing as if they are playing with their dogs, animals. Just go on playing. Do not think about sex act or anything. Have you seen fondling the dogs? That is why in sex act we use the word fondle. We pet the dogs, we fondle with them. You are not doing anything, you do not think about sex act at all. It may happen, it may not happen. There is no anxiety whether it will happen or not. If it happens through the playing, through the fondling, it will lead you to the valley orgasm more easily. If you think about it, then you are already thinking is always ahead of you. You are playing with your beloved, but you are thinking of something else. You are playing, but at the same time thinking of the sex act. Then playing becomes false. You are here and your mind is somewhere else in future. And this mind will always move in the future. That is why this particular exercise to transcend beyond the body, that I am not the body, I am not even the mind, and inhale with I am not the body, exhale with I am not the mind, then eventually a state comes in when you are relaxed. When you are in a sex act, the mind begins to think about to finish it. The beginning is important, not the end. But for you, the end is important because it is in the end that there is a release, there is ejaculation, or your focus is on that. It is always ahead of you. Do not allow it. Just play and forget about anything about this sex act, nothing else. Then allow it to happen it will be very easy to relax. And when it happens just in a state of relaxation, be it together, be it in each other's presence, and feel happy that both of you are together. This is important. We will continue this talk in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.